Today I'd like to do a product review of the Osprey Poco AG Plus child carrier. This is specifically designed for those that want to go off-road exploring with your infant on your back. It's a little expensive at $290, so let's see if you get what you pay for. We recently went on our summer family vacation to Sunriver, Oregon, which was awesome. We did a lot of sightseeing, we did some kayaking, bike riding, and a lot of hiking. But we wanted to go to places that a stroller just couldn't take us, most likely due to rough terrain. Even the awesome Bob stroller wouldn't be able to make it through some of these spots. And we wanted to do this to expose our baby to new things in the world. We went to the local REI store and purchased the Osprey child carrier. I went with the Osprey versus a different manufacturer. Based off of past experience, I really trust the Osprey brand. And what I liked about this particular model is that the straps in the back look to be thoroughly ventilated. I hate having a sweaty back when carrying a backpack, and carrying a child is no exception. This child carrier made all the difference in our family vacation. We are now able to take Baby Prepper everywhere that we went. We did cave exploring, we went on day hikes around lakes, up large hills, and even around some rock climbing locations like at Smith Rock in Oregon. The backpack was extremely comfortable in all situations. You almost forget that you have a human on your back, kind of like Yoda was on Luke Skywalker's back in Empire Strikes Back. Baby Prepper loved being in it and seeing the world from a higher point of view. She got totally excited when she was put into it, and she was very content for hours as she rode in it. Let's go through the items that Osprey lists as the key attributes of this child carrier. The first one being the anti-gravity suspension. Basically what this means is the contoured suspension, which is a combination of the seamless mesh for the shoulder blades, for the lumbar region, basically how that backpack or child carrier fits on your back. It's very comfortable. Even the hip belt molds around your waist. It doesn't flop down or anything like that. It wants to wrap around your waist. It's very comfortable to carry this child carrier. Next, we have the built-in sunshade, which is probably the coolest feature of this child carrier. It's a very cool collapsible design that allows it to be stored or deployed very quickly. You basically unzip one of the pockets, pull it out, and then you have a few different straps that you're going to be tucking in to certain locations on the carrier, and they're indicated in red, which we'll talk in a little bit more detail later. The last attribute listed is that it's one size fits all. Basically, the anti-gravity suspension is designed to be quickly adjusted for any kind of body type. I actually wish that it was a little bit larger for large torsos like myself, but all in all, it's designed to fit anyone fairly easily. You're able to easily adjust the torso, the shoulder straps on it, the baby, how the baby sits into the carrier. The fit on the fly hip belt is very easy to use, and you have multiple straps that you could adjust as you're walking. Let's go through a few more of the additional features. We have an extra large lower zippered compartment area. This could be used for storing your diaper equipment. If you're on a day hike, for example, maybe a lunch, some camera equipment. It's a nice large size that's located right below where the baby sits. You also have zippered hip belt pockets for storing some of your smaller gear. One of the pockets even comes with a safety mirror that allows you to check back on your child to see if they're sound asleep, which I thought was a really nice perk. On that lowered zipper compartment area, that's where the kickstand is located, which allows you to load and unload the baby from the child carrier. It's a really nice design, and it retracts very easily. And then you also have multiple stretch mesh side pockets. So there's pockets all over the place on this. They're mesh. You're able to see what's stored in there. So you could store snacks, you could store diapers, you could store trash, water bottles, you name it. They're located all around this child carrier, which is really nice. What I thought I'd do now is show you the Baby Prepper POV cam. So let's see what Baby Prepper experienced from her point of view while riding in the Osprey child carrier. Take note on what the range of head movement looks to be like and her field of view. Now let's start going through the pros and cons, starting off first with the pros. The first pro that I have listed is that I find it to be extremely comfortable. The weight distribution, the padding, it's very easy to carry your baby on your back. You hardly notice that they're back there. I found that the mesh back and the straps do a great job of ventilation, even on long hikes. We went on multiple hikes in very hot weather with minimal back sweat, so that was a win for me. It has plenty of pockets. I really like the mesh pockets. It provides good visibility of the contents that are stored in there, and they're located all around the child carrier. I also like that it has an adjustable sternum strap for on-the-go adjustment as you're hiking. It's very easy to use and a nice touch. I really like that Osprey uses a red color coordination for all safety features on the child carrier. You guys know I love my color coordination. So basically anything safety related with the baby is marked with red. So for example, how the baby harness fits, all the little clips in there, those are going to be marked as red. For the canopy, where those straps are going to tuck in, those are also marked as red. For the arms that extend the child carrier to the open position or the closed position, those are also marked in red. So it's a really nice feature. Everything's very easy to see on where it actually needs to adjust to. I found that the baby harness itself is designed really great. It's like a race car harness almost. I didn't have any worry of it not being secure, of the baby falling out at any point, and we went through a lot of rough terrain with this child carrier. The canopy was the coolest feature of this child carrier. I found it to be extremely beneficial for sunny days to help avoid a baby sunburn. You don't want to get one of those. Also, I found that the baby liked having it when she fell asleep. She could kind of lean her head up against that mesh of the canopy. Just an awesome feature of the child carrier. The mirror that's included in the hip belt pocket was a nice perk to find. I didn't know that it included it, and it's really handy for checking to see whether your baby has fallen asleep. Just a nice perk to have with the child carrier. The kickstand works really great for loading and unloading. It even has texture on it to avoid foot slippage. There's a lot of these little small details that Osprey included, which I really enjoy from quality backpacks. The bottom storage section offers plenty of space for diaper equipment, for snacks, for camera equipment, for water bottles, toys. It's quite large and you're able to fit a lot of stuff in there. I really like that it's collapsible for easy storage, whether that be in the trunk of your vehicle or for long-term storage. Basically, you have two arms on the side of the child carrier. When it's running parallel to the ground, it's going to be in the open position. And again, you're going to have that red color coordination. And when you're ready to fold it up, you're basically going to unbuckle that extender and you're going to move it down 45 degrees to another buckle. That's going to put it into the collapse position for easy storage. So you could throw it in the back of your car or in the closet, for example. Really nice feature on that. And the last pro that I have listed is that it is water bladder compatible. So there's a location behind that mesh back, in between the mesh back and where the baby's actually stored at, where you could slip a water bladder in there for carrying extra water with you as you're going on your hike. And you still have that ventilation in the back. Really nice. And that's everything I have listed for the pros. Now let's start going through the cons. So the first con that I have listed, which you probably guessed, is that it's a little on the expensive side. $290 is a lot to spend for a backpack or anything like that. I usually don't spend that much on backpacks. So I would probably recommend using your REI dividend and maybe buying in a tax-free state like Oregon. I find that the hip belt pockets are a little bit difficult to reach as you're walking. I don't know if they need to be adjusted more forward or just maybe have a longer zipper pulley on there that's easier to find as you're going on your hike. I find that it does not fit extra large torsos as well as I'd like. For example, me, I wish there was an extra large setting in that torso adjustment. I find that the shoulder strap pockets don't provide a lot of valuable options. They're a little too small, in my opinion. They're probably best served for storing energy gel, but not necessarily a GPS or your cell phone or anything like that. Probably a multi-tool could fit in there, but they're just a little on the small side, in my opinion. I find that the canopy Velcro sometimes makes it difficult to open and close that canopy. I just feel that it gets stuck sometimes. If you didn't know that there was Velcro in there, for a new user, for example, you're going to probably be wondering why you can't get that canopy out. Just sometimes it gets stuck. I think could use a beefier side water bottle pocket. The current mesh one is a little too shallow in my opinion for storing something like a Nalgene water bottle, a clean canteen. I'd like it to have a beefier side water bottle pocket. I find that the bottom storage condenses when the kickstand is closed and it can kind of scrunch the items that are stored in there. For example, if you have potato chips, they might get crunched when you close that kickstand in that large bottom storage area. I wish that the sternum strap was made of more of a flexible material. This is a stiff strap material. I just find that they're a little bit more comfortable when it has a little bit of stretchiness to it. I wish that there was a zippered back entrance pocket area that you could reach while you're still walking with the carrier on you. For example, if I want to get into that large back storage area, I have to take the entire carrier off to get anything in there, even if it's small, like, for example, a diaper wipe. I just wish that there was a secret zippered pocket area that I could still reach back there and get while the baby's still on my back. And the last con that I have listed is that I feel that Osprey should include a neck pillow with this particular child carrier, something that wraps around the baby's neck, and it could be stored, for example, in that bottom storage pocket area. That would help avoid any kind of baby neck kinks once they fall asleep while in the carrier, and you could just get that out and have it so their head's not flopping around a little bit. I just think it should be a mandatory accessory that's included with the child carrier. And that's all I have listed for the cons. That's going to do it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. I tried to include a lot of outdoor footage of this carrier actually being used. So in summary, I love this particular child carrier, but Baby Prepper loved it even more. I really should have purchased it as soon as she was able to comfortably hold up her head and turn it from side to side. At that point, I should have just purchased this child carrier. It allowed us to go on much more adventures at locations where a stroller just wouldn't cut it. So in summary, I highly recommend the Osprey Poco AG Plus child carrier for any parent who wants to leave the stroller behind and go on off-road adventures with their child. Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads.